Okay, cybersecurity people. This is going to create a basic lab today. It's going to create a basic hybrid environment between on-premise Active Directory and Microsoft Entra ID tenant. We're going to loosely follow this Microsoft Learn lab where they do something similar. They just do it like with Hyper-V. We're going to use VirtualBox, and after the labs and we still have to connect everything together. You can go directly to Microsoft Evaluation Center and get a copy of Windows Server 2022. You can download like ISO or directly a virtual hard disk and create a virtual machine with that. After you enter all your information, it's going to redirect you to this page where you can start the download, and it's going to take some time because it's like 90 gigabytes of size. Okay, now we open VirtualBox and let's create a new virtual machine. It's going to be called Windows Server 22. No ISO image because we have a virtual hard disk. It's going to be Windows 2022. Let's go to share some resources. That way it goes faster. Let's use an existing virtual hard disk. And let's go to find it. The one we just downloaded. I'm going to choose that one. And that's it, just finish. Now let's go to start that VM. Okay, now that VM is starting, just keep language and keyboard configuration, click next, accept the license, and just type a password, and click finish. Now you can log into the computer. Let's insert that Control-Alt-Delete to be able to insert the password. And that's it, we have a Windows Server 2022 running for free, thanks to Microsoft. Yeah, you can download those images to make your labs, and you don't have to pay crazy amount of money. That's pretty nice. A quick tip, if you want to create a couple Windows Servers VMs, you can just not copy that virtual hard disk file and duplicate it on Windows because it's not going to work. Like the VirtualBox is not going to accept it because it's going to have the same ID on the background when it's trying to run that VM. You need to go to your VM and clone it. That way you can use it in the future. Have like a backup of your Windows Server fresh install. Username, clone. Full clone, yeah. That way you can have multiple VMs with Windows Server and you don't have to like install from scratch or close one to be able to operate the other one. Another tip, if you want to have better integration capabilities, you need to use the Guest Addition CD from VirtualBox. And install it, and that's going to give you better integration. Okay, now let's go back to the lab. And we already created the VM. We just need to install Active Directory and create the users. And they give you a PowerShell script here to like set up the VM with IP address and everything. You can copy that. Go here to VM. And let's share the clipboard. And we can open PowerShell ISE. That way we can edit the code there. Just open that file. Okay, let's copy that file again. Put it here. Yeah, here is going to be the IP address. Like, let's figure out what IP is using now. Rising 215. We're going to use 217. Side detection 24. Yeah. Gateway. Yeah, the gateway of the virtual box is going to be 2.2. DNS. Oh. That's going to be like local host, because we're going to have a DNS server installed on the Windows server. Here is going to be like log file destination, the computer names, domain control one. It's okay like that. Yeah, looks okay. Going to save. Yeah. And let's going to execute that. What was the name? Set network. Yeah. Now it's going to set all that configuration. You can see the PowerShell code here. New network IP address. And it's going to say the IP address, the prefix, the IP interface, the gateway, DNS client. We're going to set post DNS. And it's going to restart the computer. Now the computer restarted. It's going to check the changes. Guys, the new address is 217. Going to use the same mask, the same gateway. Yeah, we're cool with that. Let's create a new script. And that script is going to create the Active Directory environment. Let's copy. And save that file. And here is going to be the same. You're going to have the database path. It's going to Windows and TDS. It doesn't matter really what kind of domain mode. It's going to be window threshold. Your domain name. Yeah, this is important. You need your domain name. You need to purchase a domain. I own a domain for my blog. No. Just going to use that domain, javiertech.net. Then the log path, system volume, log path. Now it's going to create a password for that domain. Right now I'm going to leave it like that. It's like, yeah, pretty weak password, but I won't put my real password on the screen. And it's going to execute the PowerShell code to create that. Add Windows domain future name. Include all sub-futures. DNS, GMP. And it's going to create a new forest. With all information, we keep it there. We just save it. Add what's the name? Set ID. And execute. Yeah, this one is going to take a little bit more time because it's going to do all that. It's going to install the Active Directory, create the forest. Hey, we're getting there now because we install Active Directory with the domain. Now we can see we are logging into the domain. We are not longer logging into the local account. Yeah, and we can see the license for the window. It's like the window evaluation license, and you have 180 days to use it. Yeah, we're now at the Active Directory. That's going to create new users. We can see our forest. You can see our users, mostly built-in groups. And we have guest user. And we have the administrator user that comes pre-installed. We just put the password. That's going to create a new one. New user. It's going to... Okay, my user is going to call Juan Gonzalez. Pretty nice. Last name. What's the other way around? User is going to be Juan at javiertech.net. User to change the password at logo. No, we don't have a real user, really. Password never expired. This is not a good idea, but this is just a lab. Yeah, finish. And we have our first user on the on-premise Active Directory on our Windows server installed. Okay, everything on-prem is set up already. Now we're going to Azure. You can have Azure for free. Is give you $200 credit for the first month, but even after that, it's going to give you a lot of free service. Like Microsoft Entra ID is going to be for free. First thing we have to do is go to the custom domain names and import your domain. In my case, my domain is going to be javiertech. I just put it there. Then you can just add custom domain, put my custom.com, add your domain. And it's going to give you some information you have to put in your domain registrar. In my case, I did it on Hostinger. I'm just going to log in. Use the two-factor authentication. Yeah, once in your domain registrar, you go to your domain, manage. Go to DNS name server. And information was given you was a TXT. You change the type to TXT and just fill all the other information and add the record. That's going to show us verified. Then probably take a couple seconds. You refresh. It's going to show as verified. Once your domain is verified, you go to Entra Connect. We're going to use Cloud Sync to be able to synchronize the on-prems with the Entra ID, first thing we have to do is download the provisioning agent, accept the terms, download it, yes. Let's find that folder. Now let's go to install the Cloud Sync agent. Just click next, and we're going to use the Entra Cloud Sync extension, and we're going to authenticate in through Microsoft Entra ID. You need to choose a Microsoft Entra ID account, not a local account, the account that is one of your users on Entra ID. In this case, we're going to use admin, and we're just going to put the password. And it's going to ask for two-factor authentication. Once you verify your code, then we're going to put your domain and your username. It's going to be javiertech.net / wait a second. This is going to be your local account. That's going to be an account that was on the server. That's why we're going to use the administrator account. You know that the domain is javiertech. Click next. You have your Active Directory configuration, javiertech username, and you have your Microsoft Entra ID configuration with your remote account. Just confirm. It's going to take a little bit because it's synchronizing the credentials. And we get to that next screen and say your agent is installed, and just go to Microsoft Entra ID portal to complete the provisioning. Just exit and close. Now we are on the Entra ID again. We can go to the Entra Connect, Cloud Sync, and we should be able to see the agent there. Let's go to configuration, new configuration, AD to Microsoft Entra ID sync, and the domain we have configured should be showing there. Click create. And now we went through the process to create that connection. You still can make changes here, add filters, map attributes. Like most of the attributes are going to map by default, like name, last name, username. But if you have custom attributes on your Active Directory on-prems, you will like to have those mapped manually here because they are not going to do it by itself. You can run some tests, view the default properties, and when you're ready, just review and enable. Everything is configured, enable. It's doing the process, and yeah, it's showing that it's healthy. This means you have the configuration enabled. We can go back. The provisioning logs is not showing any logs right now. It takes a couple minutes to start showing when it's syncing the information. And still not showing provisioning logs. But if you go to users, this is going to show that Juan Gonzalez, that was the user we created on the on-premise, is now on Entra ID, which means it pushed that user and is syncing on the users now. Now we're creating a second virtual machine on the network, and we install Windows 11 Enterprise, and we are going to try to connect to the domain server that is in the same network on the VirtualBox. We're going to use one of the Azure accounts, and it's connecting to that Active Directory. Yeah, let's don't share anything. Yeah, and this is how we are integrated to enterprise environment. We use one of those free Windows 11 evaluation license. And yeah, we're using that Azure account.